Now that OMDS is going full steam, and it's about 1 year ago when they announced their new brand OM System, or the reborn of OM System. And there was also an article about OMDS in imaging research. Hi, it's Peter here, and let's get right into the business. There was an interesting article in imaging research, and I will link to that article because I'm using that as a reference. There was an interview of OMDS personnel and the leadership of OMDS, and they told us a lot about OMDS and the transition from Olympus to OM System, and also about the future of, not Olympus, but OM System and OMDS. Let's start with demand and sales. The sale has gone up. There's been a lot of new users to Olympus brand or the OM System brand cameras, and mainly because of OM1. And I still say, like I've said all the time and every time, it is one of the best, if not the best, camera for bird photographer, wildlife photographer, if we compare it to others. And we have to remember also the price. Many said that OM1 is expensive, but it's not for what it is and for the photographers who it is meant for. And I think that's the crucial thing. Of course, there are a lot of cameras that cost $2,000, but the features aren't even close for what Olympus or the OM System OM1 is for the bird photographer and the wildlife photographer. And that's why it has been selling really, really well. Does this mean that the financial situation is better? OMDS did not share that on that interview because they don't have to. For example, they're not publicly listed company. They share that with their shareholders, of course. But of course, when you are selling well your equipment or your gear or the stuff that you're manufacturing, it gives you, of course, a better possibility to have good financial results. But of course, it all depends on the cost. How much does it cost to manufacture a camera and all that? But it is promising, and that is really a good thing that they're selling OM1 quite well. And then cooperation with Olympus. What they said in that article also is that they are still making R&D cooperation with Olympus, and they share the same factory building, which is now half of it is for OMDS and half of it is for Olympus, the medical company. And that's good news that they have their own factory, so they're not reliable or rely on other brands, leasing a factory. They have their own factory, which is really good. And which is also good news that they're still making R&D cooperation with Olympus. Didn't specifically say what it is, but they're still doing it. And what's good news, now that OMDS is an independent company from Olympus, they are making cooperation with other brands too. So the R&D is really, really crucial part, of course, for any manufacturer making gear. Now I'm talking about camera business, but of course it applies to any line of business. So they have a lot more possibilities to add features and more innovative, and it's not only in-house. But like they said in the interview, that they still have, of course, in OMDS, their own R&D, which is of course the core thing when developing new cameras. Now let's see, what else did I have here? And yeah, that cooperation and that independent thing is that now they are more concentrated on video too. Video features is not something secondary like it was during Olympus, which I think was one of the biggest mistakes, that they woke up a bit too late for video features, because EM1 Mark III and OM1 were the kind of like the best video cameras. Okay, EM5 Mark III was quite good too, but it wasn't as good as the other two. So that's a good thing, and I think the stuff that they did with OM1 is a clear sign of that they are really concentrating and taking videographers seriously, and that's good news for the future. And yeah, I already mentioned about the own factory in Vietnam, and that is something that I really like, that they shifted their manufacturing from China to Vietnam. It's in this situation in the world, I think it's a wise move, and that's what they did. And like I said, they have the half of the factory for themselves. It's their factory, which is really good to have your own facilities to make so you don't rely on any other company. About the brand Olympus in their cameras. They said that OM1 will be the last camera that has Olympus on it. And in the future, there might be some new cameras from OM System. We will see what it will say in the, where it says Olympus now. Is it OM System or what's going to be there? And that was, of course, a good thing and also a bit sad thing, because Olympus is a good brand and known brand, I would say. in photography world, and now it disappears. So OM System is the new brand, and if I would have decided, I would have liked to keep Olympus on it. But of course, when you're selling the company and the new company cannot use the old brand, and of course, and it's in the end of the day, in the long run, it doesn't really matter. But still you still have some little nostalgia on Olympus, and I will still consider the future OM System cameras Olympus cameras in a way, even though they're not. But that's just me. I don't know. What do you think about the name change? Does it matter to you at all, or is it a big thing? Then there was a discussion about the lenses, and people have been asking, and the Olympus users, OM System users, have been asking for more f1.2 lenses. For some reason, fast lenses are something that people want. There's a point, but it's not about fast when we talk about lens. There's a lot more things that we should consider. The problem with that is that if you make, like for example, 85mm f1.2 lens, it's going to be huge. And on the other hand, people will be saying that they want nice and compact, small and compact lenses. So something does not compute on that. And that's why they might not be making more f1.2 lenses. That's could be read between the lines. And yeah, I'm totally fine with that. The only thing that I would like OM System, OMDS to make is a new set of M Zuiko lenses, not the Pro versions, but replacing the 1.8 lenses with 1.4 lenses and make them a bit better weather. It's like this one. What I have here is the 20 millimeter f1.4, but making 1.4 lenses, 17, 25, maybe 25 and 45. Well, no, 25 is necessary because you have the 20, but you get the point. And I think that would be something that people would really like to buy. When you have smaller bodies, smaller lenses, and the whole system will be really compact with that. Because of course, when we talk about the size, it's the whole system that is a lot smaller than some other brands. And they have been making the f4 lenses, and I hope they continue making those because I really like that. It keeps the lens really small, like the 12 to 45, for example, 8 to 25. Then you have the 40 to 150 f4, for example. But what do you think? What type of lenses they should make? What are you hoping for? Then there was a lot of discussion about the sensor and the AF and AI, and I'm not going to go into that. It was quite technical. I have the link to this article that you can read it from there if you're interested in. What they said about AI is that they are improving and making it more, and that's really good because AI is the future, like it or not. And then my thoughts on that matter about the article and what OMDS said is that the future is quite bright because they are making a cooperation with other brands, with R&D or other companies. Don't know which they are. Are they even camera businesses or what are they? Doesn't matter. They're making cooperation with that, and that's really important because that will give new ideas and new things to the cameras, and that's really sound because they've been very innovative company in the past. Olympus, they've done a lot of things, first things in their cameras. And for example, M1X had the AI-based subject detection. They did not invent it, but they were early adapters. And 3.5 years ago, that was in a camera that worked pretty well. It's actually quite good. And like I said, OM1 has been the one, and especially with 150 to 400 millimeter f4.5 lens, which brought new users to OM System. And then it'd be interesting to see if and when they upgrade EM5 Mark III and EM10 Mark IV. How do they market that? Because OM1 is a no-brainer. It's the best wildlife and bird camera there is on the market if we can take in consideration also the price. But it'd be interesting to see how they market OM5 and OM10. If they will have those cameras, I don't know yet. You probably can tell that I'm really happy about what they said on that interview. And also I think that the future of Olympus, I keep saying Olympus, the future of OM System and OMDS is a very bright one. And here is another video about similar topic where I was ranting about people saying that Micro Four Thirty is dead. It's not. No, and there is the video about that. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.